This is my review of Roadhouse. Roadhouse is, of course, a remake of the 80s. I don't know if it's classic, but we'll say well known 80s movie starring Patrick Swayze. I don't have any special attachment to that movie, so if you love it, maybe that will taint your feelings about reimagining it in this one with Jake Gyllenhaal. But because I don't, I was able to sit back and just enjoy this one for what it is, which is, I think, pretty much what the first one is some good, dumb fun. And I'm going to go ahead and say right off the bat that I did enjoy this movie. Was it a good movie? No, I'm not going to go that far, but it was enjoyable and it knew what it was. And so I'll spoil my grade right from the beginning here. I'm going to give this movie a B. And what that means, of course, is better than average, not great. And I think that's where this movie belongs. Jake Gyllenhaal, can I just say this? I've grown to be quite the Jake Gyllenhaal fan. I think he's a phenomenal actor. He's awesome in this movie. And he's jacked in this movie. I'm pretty jealous of how Jake Gyllenhaal looks in this movie. It almost is inspirational enough to get me in the gym working out until I realized that it's just not going to happen for me. So, why even try? I should probably try. But Gyllenhaal's great. Is anybody else really great in this movie? No, not necessarily. But he's enough to carry the movie. You don't need other great actors because of what this movie is. Conor McGregor is, of course, in this movie playing sort of the big heavy on the other side. He's not the main villain, but he's the guy the main villain hires to counteract Jake Gyllenhaal's character. Is Conor McGregor good in this movie? No, he's not a good actor. Like, he's almost cartoonishly bad at hamming it up. But that's exactly what he's doing. He's just hamming it up and having a good time. And of course, he looks the part of a big, menacing, tough guy. And he can pull off all of the fight scenes because that's what Conor McGregor actually does. And so, you know what? It works well enough. It doesn't ruin the movie that he's not a good actor. What I really want to focus on this movie is the fact that this movie just wasn't handled correctly, I don't think, by Amazon. The director, Doug Liman, was famously outraged by the fact that they decided not to put this in theaters. And I gotta say, I'm with him. I think this movie should have been in theaters. I look at this movie and I go like, I, if The Beekeeper can be the huge success that it is, and The Beekeeper's been a success at the box office, this movie's better than The Beekeeper. And it's sort of the same type of programming, just tough guy action who's going to go in, beat up the bad guys, and take care of business. This movie could have outdone The Beekeeper. It could have done great at theaters. The other thing that really confuses me is if you're going to release it straight to streaming, why are you going to release it the same weekend as the first weekend of the NCAA March Madness tournament? I get not everybody watches the tournament, and there is something to counter programming, but I think that the Venn diagram of people who are watching the college basketball tournament and people who want to watch Roadhouse, I don't think there's enough differentiation in that Venn diagram to justify releasing it on this weekend. So it's almost like they didn't set up this movie to succeed, which is baffling to me. I think it's a fun movie. I want people to check this movie out. If you do check it out, please let me know what you think.